Hello everyone, xHedra here, bringing you a brand new series called BreakOut. This is a mod pack by Acanthea where you basically wake up in a room, you don't know how you got there, you don't know how to get out, but the mod pack and the quest lead you to how to break out. There's multiple paths, and as always I'm going to try to automate most of the tasks and figure out the fastest, easiest path. So let's get started. So first of all, as you could see, I have my test world. I'm going to start my YouTube world, and we're going to get on with it together. And as always, I don't skip any places, any part. I'm going to time lapse whatever takes a long time and is very dull or long to do. And I'm always going to show that as a time lapse so that you guys see everything that I do. So let's get started with the quest. Getting started. So, Minecraft. Worlds to explore, monsters to fight, castle to build. But wait, where am I? This isn't Minecraft. This is some sort of horrible padded cell. Am I going mad or just fighting mad? Let me out! Let me out! So let's click that. That's basically just the introduction, and let's get started. First step, wool gathering. Well, at least this prison is only made of wool. Easy enough to break out. And it wants us to get one string. So we're going to try and break the wool. But as you can see, when we tap on it with our finger, with our end, we just get wool strings, and we can get as many as we want, and that will be working throughout the pack. But we're not actually breaking the wool. To break the wool, you need to have something in your hand, which I'm going to do right now, and we broke a wool block, and we see that the next layer is wood. So before we go further, let's claim that quest and move on to the next quest. String. Curious, when I try to grab the wool with my bare hands, I come up with only fluff and strings. If I hold something in my hand, I'm able to break it as a block of wool instead. So now we need to grab 4 white wool, which will give us 4 torches. Let's break this and this. Basically, I'm going to break a whole wall for now, except the torch, because I still want to be able to see something. And another quest completed. So now we have an infinite way of making strings and wool, because basically same mod pack rules apply. You can still craft wool with strings, and I can plop this down anywhere and just hit it with my open hand and get some more string. So we will never be running out of string. That's not a thing in this mod pack. We'll have as much wool as we want, and we'll have as much string as we want. The thing is, we'll never need to sleep because we're indoor. We're always going to be indoors, so it's not like we're going to have to skip the nights. So now we have that. Next quest is the shipping crate. Well, so much for an easy escape. Am I inside some sort of shipping crate? Am I being sent across the wide ocean and will soon get rescued by pirates who will name me their king and give me all their booty? Okay, that's a bit much. Well, probably not. So back to the project at hand. Time to punch a tree, right? Because that's the joke. Everyone knows that Minecraft starts with punching a tree. But let's do it. So first of all, let's time that and look at the next quest, which is ouch, ouch. The rules certainly have changed. Although I suppose it's not surprised that punching a tree isn't a good idea, but I have no tools at all. What if I focus on the plank instead of the log and try to just tap at them until I find a hollow spot? So we need 1 stick, and just the same as with the wool, when we hit this, ouch. Be careful, the splinter is big, but the splinters are actually stick. So we have 1 stick now. Let's get the med pack, because basically you can, well, we didn't get hurt on this one, so let's just hit it again. And nope, still haven't lost any health. Yeah, now we're losing health, but we're getting more sticks. So that's why you need the bandages, because the beginning is a bit hurtful, but honestly, you just need the 1 stick. Once you have the 1 stick, you're done. Next step is beat them with sticks. Well, my nails are broken, but at least I have a few sticks and I can see past this shipping crate. I don't think beating stones with my bare hands will accomplish anything. What if I used one of those sticks? So basically now, like, the stick doesn't do anything on any of those things, but if you beat stone with a stick, you get flint. And again, same thing. As long as you have a stone down, you can hit it as many times as you want with a stick. You'll never break it, and you'll get a ton of flint. So flint and string will never be a problem in this mod pack. Now, next quest. Let's claim the carrot juice. So the carrot juice is to view better in the dark. I've never really used it. I don't see the need because I always put torch down, but hey, it's there if you need it. Next quest. Sweet success. Flint. At this rate, I'll reinvent the wheel sometimes around 2080. But for now, I'll just make a rudimentary small hatchet with my hands. I won't even need a crafting table. So we need to make a flint axe. I'm going to make 3 flint axe because that's how much sticks I have for now. And I know that harvesting all this wood, I'm going to need a lot. So at this point, I'm going to read the next quest, which is a craft at last. A crafting table at last. I feel so much better. So before I get that crafting table, I'm just going to open up the room. So unfortunately, I'm going to open the left side because, like I've said, I've already investigated this mod pack and I already know where we're going. I'm not going to open the whole thing right now, but I'm going to show you the next step as soon as possible. So the reason when you start facing this torch or that torch, but the torch that you were facing, you'll want something to the left. So technically, you'll open all of this up to get as much space as possible. But since I've already done this, let's cheat. Go to left. Oh, I thought it was on the left. So I guess I didn't remember right. Or maybe I turned around too much and forgot. So what if I go on the right? That's called being dumb. I forgot that there's multiple layers to this. So now we have another layer of stone. Let's look at the back. So I probably got fully turned backward. And yes, there's our special block. This is the most important block that I wanted to find as soon as possible. So now that we found this block, let's read the next quest. Crafting table and, oh, I don't even have enough wood. So let me grab just a couple more wood. And we're going to craft a crafting table. But I'm not going to put it down because already I know the next quest. Claim the chest. And the next quest, we have 2 roads. Let's go with the crafting convenience. Once you have a crafting table, you can put it through the crafting grid in your inventory and receive an even better option, the crafting station. It not only holds on to leftover ingredients, it also can see into an adjacent chest or crate and automatically pull those ingredients into the grid when needed. So yeah, that's much better, and I try to use that. Any mod pack that has the option of the crafting station, that's what I always use. So let's craft that, and I'll put it down right here for now. I'll break the block next to it. And they gave us a chest. I'm just going to put the chest there, and I'm going to dump most of everything into that chest, because now, you see, you can access it easily and craft anything that you want. So that's going to give us some experience, and experience is important because later on in the mod pack, we'll need a lot of experience for stuff, and there's not going to be mobs for a long time. So now the next part is Ice Ice Baby, as in vanilla ice. I have made an exciting discovery, water in the walls. I think I'll use some of this wood and string to try to filter some of the sediments. If I set up my strainer so that flowing water can move through a mesh portion up top, it will work best. So we need to craft a strainer base and a survivalist strainer, and we're going to get 5 oak wood slab. The 5 oak wood slab is just to help your setup in the beginning because we don't have a lot of resource to begin with, and we have to be extremely careful with our wood. Now I'm going to want to break these torches, so just for the moment, I'm going to grab my torches again, and I'm going to put some on the wood, and you don't have to worry about the wood burning. It's not going to burn, which lets me break these and have a better view. So for now, I'm going to keep it like, I'm going to break this. Well, I'm going to break this whole wall face, honestly, because I just want to be able to move as fast as possible, and I'm going to probably need the wood to craft the strainer base and the strainer. So let's search for a strainer. So a strainer base is very easy. We basically need a chest, a wooden trapdoor, and some wood. So let's craft some wooden trapdoor, and now I need a chest and more wood. So already I don't have enough wood. So I'm basically going to harvest whatever I need to be able to move forward. And I'm always going to use the oak wood plank before the oak wood, because I might need the oak wood for something else later and I don't want to burn through it. So let's craft a chest like this. And we don't have enough wood, so let's grab the next layer of wood. As you can see, we're running out of wood really fast. So in the beginning, and that's why I made more than one axe, because as you can see, these flint axes, they don't last long. And I don't want to be hitting that wood for sticks, because the reality is it's a random game. If I do this, I get 4 sticks. But if I hit, I can get 1, 2, 0, 4, you never know. So I'm kind of wary of hitting wood unless I really need the sticks. So let's continue. I think I have enough now to craft 1 strainer base. I like to craft more than 1, but for now, let's start with 1 as the Modpack request, and a Survivalist strainer, which is 8 sticks around the net. So let's craft a net. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of randomness. So instead of just like hitting wood until I get enough stick, I'm going to do the wrong thing. I'm basically going to harvest a bit more wood, and I'm going to craft my own stick, because like I said, I've been known to have really bad random luck. Like you're going to see later, really much later, I'm going to need a rabbit's foot, and rabbit's foot is a 10% drop. And when I was testing this mod pack and having fun with it and seeing what would be the best way to accomplish it, that rabbit foot, it took me 26 rabbit, I think. It was just crazy. It was not fun. So let's grab the Survivalist strainer, and now we have completed that quest, and we have those slabs. And the reason we want those slabs, so the way the strainer works is you put it under the water, but you want flowing water. So I don't want the block of water to be on top of the strainer base. I want it to be flowing in. But I don't want the water everywhere on my base, so I'll just go like this, and I'll cover it up just so that it doesn't flow everywhere. And now that that's done, through the strainer base, because there's nothing in the top part, I can break the ice, and now I have water, which means that the strainer can start working. But without a strainer, I'm not getting anything. So let's put a strainer in it, and this is really what you want to rush toward as fast as possible, because from that moment on, now you're stuck on time. You're going to be waiting on this for a while, because you're going to need the resources that it provides. But with this quest completed, we'll just take a quick look. We have 2 options. We have oh no, which is, oh no, you played in the water with your rubber ducky and splashed it all over the floor until it drained away. Don't worry, the water doesn't drain, it doesn't work. Minecraft still applies that water will flow, but the source block will stay there. And you ground up your last log into sawdust for your pet gerbil. Better try again. So this is basically a quest where you give it 32 string, which I have, which I have here. And from those 32 string, you get another oak wood and some ice. This is technically there in case you broke and lost your water, but on the Discord, I was following this mod pack when it came out. It was also there to make your progress a bit faster, because there isn't much that you can do right here with 1 strainer, and you can't really move it for a little while. So it was kind of a way to accelerate the pack and help you along the way. And there are multiple of those all over the place. Acanthea was nice in making this not too grindy. The next one is collecting. Besides making the water clear enough to be palatable, I'm actually collecting some useful things. In fact, the water seems dense enough I could set up multiple strainers off a single source, though they lose efficiency. So in the beginning, for sure, we're going to have to lose efficiency because there isn't much we can do about it. We don't have a way to make water, but we're going to want as many strainer bases as possible. Although, not going crazy, we don't need 50 of them. But basically, I didn't cover what it was going to provide us, because right now it said we need 8 pebble and 1 clay. So if I go and look in JEI at Survivalist Strainer, well, the Survivalist Strainer will give us pebbles, dried up sugarcane, sticks, granite, diorite, andesite, worms, and clay. So now we're waiting until we get 8 stone pebble and 1 clay. Let's just take a quick look and see how this is going. And 2 pebble, 4 clay. Wow, I've never seen that. Clay is usually a bit more rare, but now I have more clay than pebble. So until I get the 8 pebble, I'm kind of stuck. So this is a good time to just like go ahead and continue clearing some space because, well, we need the resource and we need to have as much space as possible. One quick thing I'm going to do though before I take out the last piece of wool, oh wow, English hard, is I'm going to get like 3 or 4 stacks of string because we're going to need some during the progression, and I don't want to put a wool down again to try and collect some more. I'm pretty sure that 3 or 4 stacks is going to be enough, and we're never going to have to do this again. As for the wood, for the sticks, we're never really going to need sticks again. By punching wood, we're going to get our sticks in a different manner, either by crafting or through the strainer. Now, if I look here, I'm at 7 stick. So already I can craft a second survivalist strainer. So let's do that right now. I have to click on the crafting table actually. So that's another net, and that's another survivalist strainer, and I need another strainer base. I'm missing a chest and 2 sticks. Can I make another chest? Yes, I have enough wood, but not enough wood for the rest. So let's just finish this. Like I said, I'm going to grab another stack, and then I'm going to call it quit and move on to the wood. Perfect. So let's just break this and let's grab all of the wood from the top here. In the beginning, you really don't have a lot of space, so every layer is important. Well, I say in the beginning, we're never going to have enough space. This is going to be a very cramped, problematic path. Like, we're always going to be cramped, we're always going to have space issues. But in the beginning, it's way more critical than any other time, because in the beginning, it's not just cramped, it's like super cramped. Like you can see right now, I don't really have space to add much of anything. So I think I have enough for a second strainer base. Missing another stick, not a problem. Like I said, don't like the randomness, gonna craft my own stick, thank you. And that's a second strainer base, which I can put right, oh no, I can't because of this. So I'm going to put this slab right here, and I need access from the bottom. I'm going to break this slab. Water is going to be flowing. I'm going to put another strainer base right here, and now the water is restricted. I'm going to put another survivalist strainer, and I'm going to take a look. Finally, we have our own 8 stone pebbles. So let me clear my inventory a little bit again. And let's take a look at the next quest. So 8 pebble, well 10. So let's grab them all, and let's grab all the clay and look at the next quest. So now that we've done this, we get a strainer base and an efficiency meter. So let's claim this, and I'm going to explain what they meant by efficiency. As you can see, I have 1 strainer base here, and when I click on it, the bonus efficiency bottom left is -5%, and this one is -8%. And although I don't really want to do that, I'll do it for the sake of the example. Let's just grab back 1 oak wood slab. I'm going to break this and close off the water and just show you with this. I can't grab them because they're too far, really. My axe is going to be dead soon. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that now the efficiency on this is 10%. But in the beginning, plus 10% is nothing, in the sense that what you need is resource. So it's better to have multiple strainer and have a penalty than having only 1 strainer and having a limited amount of resource. So now that that's back in place, it gave me another strainer, so I could put another strainer base here, which I'm going to be doing really soon. Let me just prepare for it. So I'm going to put this there, and I'm going to break this wood piece and put the strainer base right there. Perfect. So now no more water in the base, and I can look at the next quests. So now that I have 8 stone pebble and 1 clay, that's very specific, and there's a reason for it, because the next step is, there's 2 paths, but basically the one we want to do is cobblestone. Perhaps I can cobble these bits of detritus together into some semblance of stone. I shall call it cobblestone. So they want us to craft 2 cobblestone. And if I look here at the recipes for cobblestone, cobblestone is 8 pebble around 1 clay. That's why it was specifically asking, and oh wow, I talked so long and I wasted so much time that I actually got exactly what we needed to get started. So now we have the 2 cobblestone that we needed, which is amazing because hells, we would be just waiting here until we got more of these resources. So that's another quest completed, which gives us 12 cobblestone. Again, like I said, Acanthea put some good things in place to limit the grind. There's still going to be grind. It wouldn't be Minecraft if there wasn't any grind, but it's going to be limited as much as possible. So now we can move on to the next task, or just look at the emergency fuel. Since I seem to have a pretty limited amount of wood, perhaps I better use some of those twigs from my strainer as fuel. Individually, they don't burn long enough to do me any good, but if I bundle them up tightly, they do the job, and it wants us to craft a bundle of stick. So let me just grab the resource from these 2, and I don't have enough stick right now, so I'm going to move past that quest until I have enough stick, because I don't ever want to have to make sticks again. I want to use the one that I'm going to get from the strainer. So let's move that quest aside. What was the reward? A charcoal. Okay, doesn't matter for now. So back on task. I need to stop being distracted from the central problem of escape. Flint doesn't seem to be strong enough to work on these stone, so the best I can do for now is just hit one rock with another. A stone hammer gets me nothing but pebbles, but at least it clears some spaces. So you have to understand this mod pack is heavily modified, and right now let's just take a quick look, because Flint pickaxe used to be a thing, but in this mod pack it doesn't exist. There's only these 12 or 14, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pickaxe. And there are what you're going to use to break out of multiple things. When you look at one, if you look at the small pop-up, you see that the mining level for this one, for the iron pickaxe, is Arden. This one is Escape, so that's probably the one we want to escape from here. This one is Improbable. This one is Harden. Improbable, Harden, Improbable, Harden, and Harden again, and Industrial. So we can clearly see that there seems to be 3 levels: Harden, Escape, Improbable, Industrial. So 4 level. And let's look at stone. What is the stone level? So if you mouse over stone and you hold shift, the pop-up comes up and it says mining level basic pickaxe. So that's not really clear, but when you look at the pickaxes, the lowest level is Harden. But Harden, there's another option, and that's what it was hinting at. It was hinting at hammer. If you craft a hammer, the mining level is basic pickaxe. And that's why they wanted you to get two cobblestone. So now let's use those 2 sticks and 2 cobblestone and get ourselves a stone hammer. Is that, yeah, that was part of the quest, and it gets me a Bam's pineapple pizza, which is a good thing because at this point I'm starting to get hungry. So let's just heat that Bam pizza with a lot of saturation. So that's going to help a lot. Let's take a second to grab our resources. And do I have enough stick now? Yes, I have enough stick. So let's craft also the fuel bundle, or the bundle of stick. And if you look at it, a stick is 100 tick, and a bundle of stick is 1200 tick. So 9 stick at 100 ticks, wow, this word is hard for me, is 900, but you get an extra 300 from building a bundle of sticks. So that's very useful. So that's another quest completed. And let's grab that charcoal. By the way, charcoal, same trick applies. A charcoal is 1600 tick, or you can make tiny charcoal, which is 200 tick per. So 200 times 9 is 1800, or if you go like this, it's back to 1600. So it's the same amount. It's basically the same, well, yeah, it's the same amount of tick. The advantage is to cook 1 ore or 1 stone, you need 200 tick, so you need 2 stick, or you can use 1 tiny charcoal. And to be fair, unless I have big stack, which I won't have in the beginning, you want to use tiny charcoal or tiny, well, tiny coal, I think, because you don't want to overuse. Resources are severely limited in the beginning. So now we have two more pathways. And by the way, when these ones, the one with the special borders, open up other sections. So we unlocked the getting desperate, getting going, and getting it together, but I don't want to go there right now. I want to finish this one. That's my idea for the first episode. Finish this whole first tab, which is kind of possible and easy, and then move on to the next one. In the next episode, I'm going to be explaining the next one and where we're going. So there are two options. Break time. Break time, well, I'm exhausted and hungry. As you can see, we were hungry. That's why we ate the pizza. But it is clear that breaking out of here won't be something I can do in an afternoon. So I need to find a way to feed myself. If there are worms in the water, maybe there are tastier forms of life as well. Let's work on a new version of my strainer and a way to cook whatever I find. So for this, we're going to need the furnace, a bait pot, a fisherman strainer, and then a cooked fish, because cooked fish is what we're going to live on in the beginning. So let's look at the strainer, the fisherman strainer. So the fisherman strainer is 8 sugarcane or 8 dried up sugarcane around a net. And dried sugarcane we get from here. We only have one. No, we have 2. I'm going to have some here. I don't have any here. So you can see, as I was explaining again, now this quest is stuck on that. I can't really progress that quest. Well, I can make the furnace. And what's the bait pot again? I think that the bait pot is 3 clay and a wooden trapdoor. So yeah, so a wooden trapdoor and a flower pot. So I need 3 cooked clay and I need a wooden trapdoor. Both are easy, but I'm gonna need this furnace. And I have enough cobblestone for it, but before I use it, let's look at what the other options are. So that's a side path to give us food and other type of resource. By the way, let's just quickly look at it. What does the strainer, the fisherman strainer, give us? The fisherman strainer will give us bone meal, enchanted books, ink sac, raw fish, raw salmon, puffer fish, vines, lily pad, and slime balls. So that's a lot of these resources are really important. The slime ball, the bone, well, the slime ball, that's the only way you can get them. The ink sac, that's the only way you can get them. Those 2 resources are super important, but this is more important. You can get some amazing enchantment book, which are going to help you along the path later. So now we looked at that strainer and this strainer, but there's another strainer right here called a dense survivalist strainer. It's the same number of use, but it's made with some iron. And what are the resources? Haha, direct sand, direct dirt, direct gravel, and tiny coal. So that's how we're going to get our fuel sources in the beginning. And the dirt to grow stuff, sand and gravel. Gravel we can also get another way. Gravel you get from 4 stone pebble. So remember how I have the recipe where I can go pebbles like this and 1 clay and get a cobble. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to waste it. I can also do this and get gravel, but it's going to be a lot longer than just having 1 gravel pop out. So let's go back here. Moving day. As I claim precious inches of space, I end up moving my chest around a lot. Instead of breaking them, I can shift right click with an empty end, and as long as I'm close enough, I can pick them up and move them easy. Works with almost anything with an inventory. So that's just like an information task, and it's going to give us 2 survivalist strainer. Again, things to help your start to make it easier. So let's just immediately plop that right there to start getting some resources. And I'm curious, what's the penalty now? So this went down to -20, -8, and -8. So -20, that's a heavy penalty. So we're not going to want to keep that long. Basically, I found that 2 per block of water is really the most that you want to go, because -20 that's 1/5. -10 is acceptable, still bad, but it's acceptable in the beginning. Better to have 2 and a -10 than have only 1 and have +10. Okay, so that's done. And basically what it was showing us is that you can go right up to a chest, hold shift, and pick it up and move it there. Same with tables, and you can do this with almost everything. The one thing you won't be able to do it with is drawers. Anyway, let's continue with the quest, because now technically this would be the last 2 quests. This one we're waiting to get more dried sugarcane. 2 dried sugarcane, nope, and nope. So we're probably going to be stuck at that, but let's continue. So refreshed. Judging by the taste of the water, this stone has a high mineral content. After combining these stone pebbles into gravel, I can use a mesh similar to what I'm using in a strainer to sieve out some useful bit. And this is, I don't know why it says 2 pages. Oh, because there's 2 steps in the task. The item reward is going to be 16 gravel and 1 chest. It wants us to craft 1 sieve, 1 flint stiffened mesh, and on the second page, get 16 gravel. So let's look at those sieves, and sieves by now, unless this is your first mod pack, xHedra is very used everywhere, and basically a sieve lets you save multiple different type of resources. Let's just make it easy, and let's go at gravel because it wants us to go with gravel to begin with. So if I look at sieving gravel with a flint stiffened mesh, this is all the resources you can get. You can get a flint, which I'm not caring about because I can hit stone with a stick, tiny coal, lapis lazuli, and basically every type of war piece. But as you can see, 1% chance, 30% chance, 10%. So this is all chance based, but it's based also on the mesh. If you upgrade your mesh to an iron stiffened mesh, well, let's just look at the gold. The gold goes from 1% to 1%. That one didn't change. Iron went from 30% to 35%, and there's also no more flint, but a potential for diamond nuggets. And the next level, which is diamond stiffened mesh, we have emerald nuggets added, and now the gold is at 2%, but the iron's still at 35%. So basically your percentage plays, but there's something very important about this. So I always talk about optimizing and going as fast as possible. Well, we're going to want to get to a diamond mesh as soon as possible. For the time being, let's craft the sieve, normal sieve right here. So we need 4 pieces of wood and a big piece of wood. Do I have more wood? Well, yes, under here, which I don't really want to grab right now because I need to have something to get up, but let's just grab that 1 piece of wood and let's craft that sieve. So sieve crafted, and now we need to do a mesh, a flint stiffened mesh. So a flint stiffened mesh is 6 flint around the string mesh. So let's build the string mesh, which is easy because we have a lot of string, and upgraded it immediately to flint stiffened mesh. And that's one part of the quest. So now if I go back to the book, the first part is done. Now we need the 16 gravel. So I'm going to grab all the resources again. Oh, sorry. I'm going to grab all the resources again. And only 3 dried up sugarcane. Like I said, that's going to be our first bottleneck that we're going to hit. And if we do this, do we get... we need 12 gravels. So for now, I'm going to grab the absolute minimum that I need because I might need more cobblestone. Oh, derpy derp. Basically, I need all of the gravel. I need 16. So let's grab the 16 gravel, keeping what we can. And we're going to get 16 more gravel and an extra chest. I'm going to grab that extra chest right now and put it right beside here. And start dumping more stuff. I'm just going to be a bit more selective about what I dump because I need some of these, and I'm not going to care about the efficiency meter for now. Okay, so let's look at the book again and back, and basically this whole quest is done. This whole quest path is done, except for the break time and the up-to-date. And the up-to-date is basically, if you have just downloaded an update to BreakOut, please click this checkbox to make sure your quest book is up-to-date. Well, I'm playing this mod pack so far after it came out that it's finally full and stable, and that's one of the nice things I find is that the quests are no longer going to be changing. This mod pack is complete, so whatever I do in this video series is going to be exactly what you guys can reproduce on your side, because it's never say never, but it should never change. So now we're stuck on break time, and like I said, I wanted to continue in the next episode, but we're my goal is always to complete one episode with stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you two things before going to the next step, because we crafted this stone hammer. And the reason we crafted this stone hammer is that this is what breaks the next layer. And I want to show you exactly what it gives me. So I'm just going to get rid of all of that for now. So now that I have nothing in my inventory of importance, if I break this, I get 6 stone pebble for this one and another 6. I thought it was random between 4 and 6, but it seems to be pretty, it seems to be consistent to 6 all the time, which is going to help me getting more gravel. So now if I break this down, I'm going to get to the next layer. So you can see that, again, we're opening 2 extra spaces all around. Basically, the white wool open up one spot, the wood will open up another spot, and the stone is opening one last spot, which, wait, what am I saying? The wool, where was the wool? Yeah, the wool was here, and there was a layer of wood. Okay, perfect. So the stone opened one more spot, and now we have polish andesite, which has a harvest level of harden. And if we go back to the pickaxe, harden, everything is bigger than harden, but for harden we have bronze, which we can't do anytime soon. We have invar, same thing. We have platinum. So platinum is a interesting possibility, because technically platinum I get from platinum ore piece. If I get to the gold sieve, the diamond stiffened mesh, we could technically be getting platinum. Let me look at the normal one, sorry. We could get platinum ore piece, and we could get enough to make a platinum pickaxe, but at 2% chance, by that time we'll have unlocked the real pickaxe that we need. If I go back to pickaxe and I go through them all, the next one is the iron pickaxe, but just to throw a kink, there's a complexity where it's not wood stick, it's baguette. So I'm going to need 3 iron, which means 12 iron chunk. And for baguette, I need some dough. And for the dough, I need 2 wheat per dough. So basically, I'm going to need 2 baguette at 1 dough each. So I'm going to need 2 wheat and a bowl to make the 2 dough, to cook them into 2 baguette to make my first iron pickaxe. And let's look again. Do I have my dried sugar cane? Nope, nope, and nope. Wow. So the randomness of the dried up sugar cane is not being good to me. And this is one of the things I hate the most about Modpack, is the randomness, because right now I want to keep this recording to the fastest possible completion. Oh, sorry, but it's random. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get my 8 sugar cane. So because of that, I'm going to make this episode just a bit longer and look at the other quest line. So the next one is Getting Desperate. So Getting Desperate is basically where you're going to be, as it says here, sieving for freedom. And there's Getting Thirsty and Barrel. So those are 3 unlock points. So basically, if you look, there was 1 lock, 2 lock, 3 lock, 4 lock, 5 lock. So these lock, I don't know which one unlock which, but they are basically being unlocked by the Getting Started quest. And if you can see here, sieving for freedom brings us to another shell cracked, which is an iron pickaxe. So this is where we're going to be going. Getting going is heavy sieving and more resources, and getting it together is that quest line that I always dislike in a mod pack, because it's basically miscellaneous bits and bobs. Because you see, like, it tells you about creating chests, which we've completed. Oh, 3 free chests, so I'm not going to complain about that. But it wants us to make crates, it wants us to make drawers, and it wants us to make better chests. And I honestly don't see the point of using all of those. I'm probably going to use whatever I need when I can, but some have advantages, some have disadvantages. I really like the crates because they're bigger, so for crafting, for sure, I'm going to be replacing those 2 chests with a crate at some point, so that I have a bigger crafting inventory. And I end up almost never using the better chests. I don't know why. I don't really like them, but maybe I'll use them. The drawers I really love. That I'm going to be using. It's talking about bonsai pot. all of these things, see, they're unlocked, they're locked. And if you see this one, a smaller tree farm requires sieving for freedom. If I go back to getting desperate, sieving for freedom. So until I've done that quest, this one is locked, and I can make a bonsai pot, but I won't be able to get the reward. So better wait for it when we get there. So in getting desperate, sieving for freedom, it basically, let's read it. Who knew so many useful and valuable resources could be salvaged from rough rock? Combining these dusts together, try K, gives me nearly the output of a full ore. As my tool improve, I need to track of what resources I get from specific combination of meshes and soils. As a bonus, I've discovered that 2 or more sieves set up next to each other can even be operated at the same time with no extra effort. So basically it wants us to sieve to get tiny coal, iron ore piece, copper ore piece, tin ore piece, and then craft an iron ore chunk and a coal. So let's put that down. Before we put it down, let's just make sure that we're putting it on the right level so that we don't have to move it later. Let's go right here and let's put it down, and let's put our flint stiffened mesh. And oh, I have stone pebble. So did you see how I screwed it up? Let me just be a bit slower and show you. I'm going to grab those gravel and 32 stone pebble. As the Modpack said, if I mouse over the stone pebble and I'm going to hit the K key, I went from 41 to 49 gravel. So it's a fast way to combine resources together. Like I said, there's a lot of little shortcuts like this that I'm going to teach you about, or that the books teach you about, that are really important in improving your experience. And how many sugar? 5. So let's just, basically, this is my usual modus operandi for these kind of mod packs. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into a time lapse, and in that time lapse I'm basically going to be completely demolishing everything I can in this room, and I'm going to be sieving all of the gravel that I have. Am I going to? No, I'm going to keep the gravel for the next episode. I know that it's going to be a bit of wasted time on my part, but like I said, I didn't want to start the other episode without getting started. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out the whole room, and by that point for sure I should have all of the dried up sugar cane to be able to move on to the next step, and we're going to start the next episode for that. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.